So just before I say anything else, I might be a bit wrong in what I'm saying here. So just take it with a grain of salt, but I will leave a link in the description if I do miss something because it is a big enough article. And I might misunderstood something I read. So please check it out if I am a bit wrong, and apologise if I am a bit wrong. But first of all, we all remember a few months ago, Micheál Martin, said he wanted to bring in the broadcasting charge, not the TV license. So basically, two charges he wants to charge us. He wants to charge the Irish people two charges for the TV license, and he wants to charge us for computers, phones, etc., etc. Because people, don't half the people in this country don't pay the TV license, and they're dead right, to be honest. It should have been abolished. Because again, if we went out like the time when Irish Rod was supposed to be brought in, you remember everybody and their mother went out and literally protested. They couldn't do anything. The government couldn't do anything. They couldn't sustain the pressure because nobody would have paid it. So nobody was going to pay it. So the people had to forward to the people because they couldn't go anyway. The only thing they could do was abolish it, and they had to abolish it because nobody and their mother was going to pay it. And that's just what happened. And the same with the TV license. I think it's nearly over 500,000 people nearly are not paying it, something like that. And obviously they're not very happy with the OT not getting the funds. Very upset, the Irish government, that they can't get OT funded. And the proper news agency, there's no other news agency in the country that's better than them. I'm being very sarcastic because OT shouldn't exist. They should break it down into small local news stations. That would be a lot better. Local people running it. But again, the what higher ups in Fine Gael, because again, the majority of people who are in OT have people in Fine Gael, which is, I don't have to say anymore, than Fine Gael too, there's some of them have Fine Gael connections. But yeah, it will cost €160 extra. I think this is going to be too, and again, I might be a bit wrong, because again, Micheál Martin doesn't explain himself well, because I think he knows himself the people would give a fuck about this and they're right to. Because at the end of the day, we get taxed enough. You and I get taxed enough. As I speak, everything we buy the price of turnips, everything like that. The price for living in this country is already high enough for people already homeless, and struggling to make ends meet every week. And then with businesses and things, and then they just pile this on. We're all in this together, don't you know? But that's again, great country. That's all I can say. But again, this is total bullshit. That's right. It would help fund local newspapers and other media. Well, total bullshit. It's going back to give to OT to what they give you Bob to OT. Because there's better news stations to watch. TG Cat, for example, is a lot better than OT. I could go on. Grip Media too is a lot better than OT. Everything basically is better than OT, apart from a few other news. But again, OT, they're literally the worst media could ever come across. But sure, look at what can you do. So we have broadcasting charge, so 160. I don't know. Again, this is the thing I'm a bit confused with. Are they going to charge the TV license and make this separate? Because again, I just want to say to me whole mountain, because again, I don't think he realises that they want to charge you. Because again, before that, people were saying they didn't have TVs and they didn't obviously couldn't pay for the TV license. They didn't have TVs, but now they don't care. The government, they're just like, if you have a phone, if you have a tablet, if you have a computer, you have to pay. Great country. Very communist, to be honest with me. Taking the means of people. But again, this country's not a communist regime, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, the fuck with that. That's all I'm going to say. Because it's so selfish. Because again, the government get enough money. They have the property tax stuff. I could go on. Everything we buy is being taxed. Things the essential things, like bread, they're nearly taxing bread now, to be honest, because they're that evil in this country. And they want to just pile this on the people. Because again, people work hard. At the end of the week, people work hard in their jobs. Not like the TDs we have up in Darlow, and they pounce into Darlow and they sit down, they get the big tax. They don't pay any tax. They get free drinks in the bar, free food and everything. They don't have to wait. Everything expense. They get actually looked at an expense for a county councillor the other day, from Westmead, and he actually has an expense for toilet paper. Yeah, he actually put down €22 of expenses for toilet paper during the pandemic, during this whole lockdown and everything. So he got 32 extra. You said €22 extra from you and I, the taxpayer. And we had to fund that, and that's just out of one thing. And then I think at the end of the day, he got, give or take, 5,000 in expenses. Great country, isn't it? And he got 32 for the toilet roll, isn't that right? You often have to wonder what's happened in this country. But yeah, New TV license, great. Isn't it great? And I could tell a story too about the TV license. Like there was one case actually a few weeks ago in Cavan Court. And actually was somebody going up for a legal Dublin that was supposed to go up 2 years ago. But the case kept being adjourned because obviously they couldn't be bothered the judges to see it. But this person that didn't pay the TV license got fined €1,000, and the person who illegally dubbed, we had all the evidence and everything that he had 3 or 4 convictions before for illegal dubbing, which he didn't pay the fine before, and the judge basically said, what can we do? And just let him off. So, and the person who didn't pay the TV license, they took that more serious than they did somebody we have to clean up after them, really, and one who went after them, chasing them down. And the judge looked the other way and said, why did you bring him here? And didn't do it, like, honest to God, didn't get community, so nothing like that. Just basically say, go home, you're grand, don't worry, nothing to see here, lads. And again, it's just a great country, isn't it? Because again, the TV license shouldn't be a thing, and there should be some kind of vote held to say, would you pay the TV license? Because again, it's up to the people. The people want to pay it, and fair enough. But again, the government should be saying to people, you must pay this, you must do this, you must do that. Again, free country, isn't it? Again, with the broadcasting charge, I understand. Like, like there is some local media obviously out there that are struggling. Obviously because they are dependent on people to fund them. That's understandable. But I'm sure the God can take it out of me Hoa's paycheck. Fund it, and they can be able to fund. I'm taking it out of Michael Higgins. I'm sure they can go and ask to take the TDs if they want to fund it. They can take it out of their own salary. But again, like other media sources, I do agree that we have to fund the local stations that obviously, but again, you can't be taxing everybody like €160 a year. And this might sound like a caveman talking about this. But again, you have to understand, there's people on the edge of society here in this country that can't afford, literally they're struggling to pay for food, struggling to make the ends meet, and then they're like, we want more money. I don't know, and they're separating, because again, it doesn't say to be exact. I might as well say straight, this is what I'm trying to say. I don't know if they're going to charge the TV license along with the broadcasting charge. Is that going to be two separate things? Because if that is, it's going to be €260 a year. Which is still like well boy if you ask me. But again, I might be a bit wrong. That's why I'm just a bit confused. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. But again, I'm dyslexic, so maybe I'm reading that as maybe it says here in different words because again they're using fancy political correctness shite. So great country. But yeah, will you pay this broadcasting charge that our great friend me whole man was bringing in to fund OT? But again, as I don't know did I say this, but this computer I have here I paid €500 for it, right? €100 for tax, 100 and something euros for tax for the tax man. I already paid tax for it, and now I have to pay more tax, more or less, for it. Because I have a TV, I have a computer which is going to be added in. Even though I pay tax, and the same with TV, I pay that TV there I have for my just to watch films and things like that. I paid a good, give or take, 300 something euro for it, which is pretty decent, got on a sale. But the thing is, I paid, I think out of that 300 something euro, 100 and something was for tax. As far as I know, or maybe it was 90 something, I can't remember the exact price of what was for tax, but it was a good bit. It was a good bit for tax, and now they want the tax even more. Great country.